Hi everyone, so I'm excited to be talking with you all today about the working poor, which is a group of vulnerable people that I've been researching this semester. The working poor are individuals who really fall below the poverty line and yet are seeking the American dream of prosperity and success. And many of these individuals are actually not lazy but are hardworking individuals that are unable to get out of the poverty cycle. And there are multiple barriers that the working poor really experience that prohibits their success in the work field. Those include the lack of education opportunities, racial tensions, fluctuating economy, and the lack of policy changes are just a few barriers to mention. I think there are multiple job opportunities that are out there, but the problem that many of these individuals run into is the requirements that these jobs have. So many of the available jobs want an individual to have at least an associate's degree, and this makes it difficult for those individuals that either did not finish their high school education or decided not to go into college. So that makes that difficult for them. Unsurprisingly, also just the barriers between white, black, and other workers of different races, their experiences are just not the same. Latinos are more likely to find employment as a cook or a cleaner. African Americans tend to find employment as health aides and cashiers, and white income individuals can find work as retail supervisors in addition to health aides and cashiers. But according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, Blacks and Hispanics are more than twice as likely as whites and Asians to be among the working poor, which is a really sad reality. And the third barrier that the working poor really experience is just the lack of policy changes. There's this huge gap between the rich and the poor that just continues to increase, which should raise many concerns. And this is unfair and should really just cause us to respond through investigating the current policies that are in place and replace them with new improved policies to meet the needs of the poor. So my intervention analysis on the working poor, I chose to look at an organization called LIFT, which is a nonprofit organization seeking to help empower families to break the cycle of poverty. LIFT was originally called the National Student Partnership when it was founded in 1998, and the plan was to really develop a center in the community that provided families with assistance. Initially, these services included finding employment, housing, obtaining public benefits, and really helping parents make connections with other agencies to meet their needs. These services over the years have really expanded to provide education success, economic security, and healthcare as well. In addition to those services, this organization really focuses on fostering relationships between low-income parents and the staff at LIFT, and their focus is a continuous upward progress to really help these families make permanent changes over time. One of the first steps in their process of empowerment really comes from building a strong relationship with the parents in the families, and the parents are paired with an advocate who really helps the family to figure out what it looks like to come out of poverty and really create those realistic goals. Through the meetings with these families, LIFT is able to really form trust, and from that trust, LIFT provides families every 3 months with $150 that they can spend in any way that the family sees fit. LIFT knows their intention of the organization is to help reduce the stress and daily expenses of these families and to really keep them on track of obtaining their goals, ultimately no matter how the parents choose to spend their money. Some of my few suggestions that I had for this program was that it would be helpful for them to hire more translators that speak languages other than English and Spanish. With this organization wanting to really help in the urban setting, I think it would be more beneficial to have staff more versed in multiple languages. I also mentioned that this organization should not just help meet the needs of families, but also individuals that are in part of the working poor, and LIFT could really do this by just evaluating the need for low-income individuals in their community, and then go about addressing the changes in their organization as a whole. Overall, I really learned a lot from researching about the working poor and analyzing the organization that seeks to help this vulnerable group of people. I think there's so much complexity that comes from working with the working poor, and there are just a lot of policies and regulations to learn and understand in order to really truly find the right resources to help the individuals through this process of rising up out of poverty. Thank you.